Welcome back, Alphas. Mobile spawn points are confirmed in the PTU for the Star Citizen Alpha 381 patch. Our gameplay experience, it's about to change. Let's theorycraft what that would mean for us in the long term. So hold position. I never thought I would be excited about the Cutlass Red. Ambulance? Meh. I was thinking small, but not anymore. I've never really played medic in games other than Battlefield. I tend to choose engineer types since I love vehicle battles very much. So when I saw some leaked game files for the Star Citizen 3.8 branch and then heard confirmation on Star Citizen Live, I was actually surprised at my own level of excitement. At the time of this recording, I'm still waiting on my PTU Wave 2 invite, so I don't have any in-game footage of the Cutlass Red for you. Instead, in this video, we're going to discuss how mobile spawn points work and what it means for us in terms of new missions, player-made events, and possibly the beginnings of org bases. This Cutty variant will bring a ton of new gameplay to the verse, and we're already hearing about it on the PTU. The medbay of the 890 jump in the PTU is now working as a mobile spawn point, and the Cutlass Red and Carrack should launch with this feature as well, plus any other ships in the future that have medbeds. We'll be able to walk up to the medbed and click Set as ICU, like Intensive Care Unit, for when things go poorly in the verse. That happens to me. The next time we die, we will respawn at our selected ICU, unless of course that ship was stored or blown up. Then we'd respawn at our normal spawn-in location, like the last landing zone visited. What else is cool is that the medbed even works like a med pen, and you can heal your character by selecting heal as you interact with the bed. This, I think, is a nice touch to make it feel more like a futuristic medbed, though it would be way cooler if we had to lie down in it and then had some glitzy technobabble beam heal us from toe to head. Now this next idea is kind of sad, but we know the game is in alpha, so I'm thinking this is a great way to heal up after breaking our legs, bumping someone on our ship because that bug keeps coming back. Now, you don't have to litter empty med pens all over my ship, dude. Speaking of broken legs, remember this random guy?
Who the f*** broke my legs?
Yes, they broke his legs.
Oh,
he deserves
my legs.
As someone who organizes in-game events from time to time, this could totally change how we plan and orchestrate them. A whole new world of possibilities have opened up to me. Or a whole Stanton worth of possibilities, rather. We're going to be able to save time and have even more fun now as the 381 patch brings the Cutlass Red and medbed gameplay. So in January, we'll have the medbeds in the 890J and the Cutlass Red. In February, we get the Carrack, which is what I'm really interested in. Big surprise, right? Spaceship! CIG has stated that the goal is to allow players to spawn in appropriately sized ships into the cargo bay of other ships, like being able to spawn your Nox or Dragonfly in the back of a Freelancer, or spawning your Pisces in the back of a Carrack. Being able to spawn smaller ships inside ships would add even more depth to group play, especially when we could set up de facto bases for events, complete with respawn points like a Cutlass Red, and vehicle respawn points like our bigger ships that have cargo bays. We could set up a base on each side. Fight, die, respawn at your team's ICU, fight again. It sounds like either Valhalla or a David Tennant Doctor Who episode. How would that work with crime stats, though? Shooting players over and over? CIG said that they want to make it an option to not press charges against party members, but when you're doing a player-made event, the opposing team is not in your party, right? Because party markers give away position. So I'm thinking that we might need a notification and an option to press charges, like, you were killed by player X, press left bracket to press charges. Right bracket to dismiss. I'd like to see something like that. So let's say that the night before a big org event, players travel to the planned event location. They park their ships on the moon and they log out in their beds. The day of the event, the Cutlass Red owners log into their ships, placed in event spawn location points. Then the other players log in, Also, on the event grounds, they wake up in their beds, they set their intensive care unit to the cuddy, and then begin spawning smaller vehicles from the cargo bays of the larger ships that are parked there. Event begins, and when someone dies, they respawn at their respective base or mobile respawn point to allow wave after wave to play out during the battle. Now, that's something that we really couldn't do, still can't do, until this comes out, right? It's cool we won the event, yay. Now let's wait for 30 minutes while the other team tries to regroup, re-gear, get new weapons, and then get back here to do round 2. So set up your mobile spawn points, load up the ship's armory with a bunch of extra rifles, and it's more fun per hour than we've ever had. Hey, what type of in-game events do you think we could put together now that we're going to have mobile spawn points? We could share ideas down in the comments. Platform persistence is planned for later in 2020, which would allow us to leave something somewhere and its location is remembered by the server, and then it's streamed back in when the player gets near. So, how long would a ship stay with platform persistence if it were abandoned and then not claimed? Like, what if you left it in the hangar of someone's 890 jump or their Carrack? They have logout beds, medbeds, and hangars. Would we be able to log out in the beds of our ships parked inside an 890 jump or another large ship and then have the owner of the 890J log in first and then everyone else logs in and their ships are still in the hangar? How far will we be able to take this with platform persistence and bed logouts? What do you think? Tell us down in the comments. So my org, we have a series of towers in Area 18 where we've been logging out for months. We chose a cool tower and bed log out on it. And so when we log back in, we're at our base. The coolest is when you log out at night and then you log back in and it's daytime. We picked the one that has AC on it, the AC tower. I think that stands for Alpha Citizen, right? Right? Aside from not having land claims or base building in-game yet, wouldn't mobile respawn points be the genesis of org bases? I mean, if we could land there, log out there, log back in there, and now respawn there and spawn a small ship inside our big main org ship, that sounds to me like all we need are the actual outposts where, like somewhere to store the ship just in case. And of course, the land claims. What do you think? Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Like how close we're getting to org bases? This is why I'm kind of bummed that CIG removed ghost stations from the roadmap. Like rest stop space stations, unoccupied. I thought these would be awesome de facto bases to park an ICU ship within, along with the planned sinkholes that are big enough to park a ship inside. That would be cool. One of my subs gave us that idea. Make that a de facto base. So, kind of bummed that the ghost stations are off the roadmap, but CIG said that unoccupied rest stops are removed for the time being since they're focusing more on ground locations right now. But we can expect ghost stations to return when the team decides on a new target date. Crossing fingers. Medbeds not only act as mobile spawn points and heal points, yet they're also the beginning of medical gameplay, and they add depth to the mission log. Okay, obviously we could set up a respawn point outside of a bunker or SPK to cut down on travel time in between deaths, but I'm thinking bigger. We could have search and rescue missions. Instead of just recover the black box, we could have procedural missions to find shipwrecked survivors and transport the NPCs back to location X. Get paid by how many survivors we save and transport to the location. Future medical drones and the player drag mechanic that they've been working on in Squadron 42 will lend to even more depth in where the injured could be spawned. Like they could be spawned indoors, drag them out of the building into our ship, get them to this location. So here's another idea for more search and rescue missions. Picture this. An NPC Cutlass full of injured patients has gone down or is adrift in hostile territory. Maybe it's even answering a distress call from another NPC crewed ship, like, I don't know, a Connie. If CIG could make NPCs answer NPC beacons, like that would be dope. Then the mission pops up. search and rescue mission to rescue that Cuddy. Like think Black Hawk Down. And in the future, you'd have several options to complete the mission. First priority would be simple. Clear the hostiles. Bring a friend or do it yourself. Then next, the slow but sure way would be move the NPCs and the ambulance pilot one by one to your ship. Then GTFO before more baddies show up. So we could leave the disabled Cutlass Red and then just deliver the NPCs on our ship to the nearest major landing zone or hospital. Or, once the gameplay is added, maybe we could repair the downed ambulance and escort it to its destination. Like, as long as it makes it there, right? Or, once the Argo SRV is in game, the tugboat, you could tug the disabled Cutlass Red to its destination, full of the injured and pilot, and then get credit for completion. So 3 ways to solve the same mission. Now sure, this is just Theorycraft and we're just throwing ideas out there, but maybe we could get loud and CIG could add missions like this one day. If we've got the mechanics, we may as well, right? Even if we don't ever see a mission exactly like this, we're going to see missions that have multiple solutions to the same problem. With future mechanics added, we'll see more variety for procedurally generated missions. More tactics will emerge on how to complete the missions, especially now that we have mobile spawn points, and platform persistence planned for 2020. So find and save these NPCs. Get them to this place. Sounds pretty straightforward, yet a mission like this could have many possible solutions. The Cutlass Red is $120 US donation on the RSI site. It's not usually for sale, but maybe there'll be a big rollout for the ship when 381 goes live, and this ship will be on sale again, like during that time. Hey, and just to let you know, I not only want to inform you and inspire you and please you, the subscriber, but I also want to please my YouTube algorithm overlord, so hitting like really helps feed the channel. Are you not entertained? And by the way, thanks for the shares and the playlist ads over the last couple of months. We're now a community of over 1,000 subscribers. I couldn't have done it without you, honestly, so thank you all. Really appreciate it. And I will definitely be looking for you all in 381.